Hope everyone's safe and are doing well in these stressful times. It is a lockdown in my state, and I just try to engage myself with feel good books, movies, TV shows, music, anything that's feel good. And I thought, let me make a video on feel good books. And while I was doing that, I realized that there are multiple books by the same author. So I thought, let me talk about three such authors whose works I feel are feel good, at least the ones that I've read. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Pick a Books. I am Komal, and in today's video I'll be talking about three authors whose works I feel are feel good. The first author that I'll be talking about is Frederick Batman. If you have watched any feel good book recommendation video, you must have seen at least one of his book in the recommendation. I'm sure about that, and in this video I'll be talking about two of his books. It is just the way he writes engages the readers, and he sometimes starts a sentence with a purpose and then it lands somewhere else, and somehow you actually like it. And that is what Frederick Batman is, and how he writes. It's very humorous, it's very homely I can say. It's very homely. And the first book that I want to talk about is A Man Called Ove. It is such a beautiful book. It is one of my favorite books from previous year. And Ove is a grumpy, cute old man. He's up around the age of 59, 60, and he is what people find annoying. His principle, his routines are very annoying, but actually people love him for that. And you will see his relationship with neighbors, his friends, his wife, and so on. It's just so beautiful. The way Batman has written is absolutely beautiful. It was my first Batman book, and I adored his writing skills. It is humorous, it is beautiful, it is compassionate, it is altogether, it feels like you're sitting in a favorite spot in your house and you are eating that favorite dish, listening to that one song that actually transports you into another space. And this book is all about those feelings clubbed together. The next book is Anxious People. I started 2021 with this book and I'm really happy about it. This book is about a hostage situation gone wrong, and there are multiple characters, and each character has their own insecurities, their grievances, their hurts, and Batman explores everyone's history, and it actually surprises you how their stories are interconnected. And I was really surprised at this, because all I thought Batman can do is charm his way through writing, through a very beautiful writing, but I did not expect this interconnected, very woven plot, I can say. And it's actually amazing to see it as a TV show. I'd want to see it as a TV show someday. And it's a very comforting. I like how Batman talked about various themes here, talked about anxiety, psychology, friendship, relationship, parenthood, almost everything he has covered in a very subtle way. And the next author I want to talk about is Mitch Albom. He actually started his career with sports writing, and then he moved on to write inspiring stories, and two such inspiring books are, first one is 5 People You Meet in Heaven, and second is Tuesdays with Mori. The first book, the 5 People You Meet in Heaven, it is actually about a man, a very old man, Eddie, who dies in an accident, and he wakes up in afterlife, and then his life is explained by 5 people. He may know them, he may not know them, and somehow his life and others' life has affected each other's lives, and it's such a beautiful story. And I feel not many people are aware of the story, so Please go check it out. I read this book, I guess 3 or 4 years ago, and I was just lazily strolling through my library and I saw this book and I just read the blurb. I did not Google about this book or the author, and I just read it and I loved the writing, I loved the story, and it's such an inspiring book to read, and it's a very short and it has a very simple writing. The next book is Tuesdays with Mori. After I finished reading Five People You Meet in Heaven, I wanted to explore more by this author called Mitch Albom. So I went into the library and I saw there was a book called Tuesdays with Mori, and I picked it up and I was reading it in my class, and while I was reading it I realized that this is not something I want to read when the teacher is blabbering. I want to go home and read it and just savor the writing. And when I went back, I read the book and I cried for hours. It is such a beautiful book. It is actually a true story. It is about a professor called Moody, and he is the professor of Mitch Albom. And Mitch Albom discovers that Mori is in his last days, and he goes and he talks to him. And this book is about a conversation that happens every Tuesday. Every Tuesday Mitch goes and he talks to Mori about almost everything about life, like emotion, age, and so many other things that we don't actually talk about in general. And it is so great to see these people have a conversation like this, and I actually have gotten so many lessons from this book, and I am really grateful to have read this book. There are so many beautiful quotes, and one such quote I remember is, "Once you learn how to die, you will learn how to live." And there are brilliant quotes, and it is hands down one of my favorite books. Please go check it out as well. And the next author I want to talk about is Srimati Sudha. I think she needs absolutely no introduction, but still, for people who don't know her, she is the chairperson of Infosys Foundation. She is a philanthropist. She basically devotes her life to social work. Though she is in her 70s, at heart she is a teenager. She is still a sweet 16, and you get to know about it through her book. I basically like the books where she talks about her life experience, and these two books are 3000 Stitches and How I Taught My Grandmother to Read. And these books has around 20 to 25 short stories, and each short story is her life experience. And every short story you get to take away so many lessons, so many takeaways from just one story. She has a very simple writing, and when asked about it in one of her interview, she said that she wants more people to read, more people to come out and read English novels. That's why she keeps her language very simple and crisp. One such favorite story would be Cattle Class. I think it was written in 3000 Stitches, if I'm not wrong. In this story, Sudha tells that she was standing in business line queue in London airport, and she was wearing her very simple salwar kameez, and she was questioned by two other women. She was questioned that she has to go and stand in economy class. They were basically judging her through her attire, and she wondered, why do they think that I cannot afford a business class ticket? And I love how she is so simple, how she is so humble, and it makes you feel so grounded when you read anything about her. I relate a lot to her because I come from the similar region as her, and I love her storytelling. It is so beautiful, it's very simple, and it feels like you're sitting next to your grandmother and she is narrating stories, like how she was the only female in her graduation. There were around 149 guys and she was the only girl, and also how she was the first female engineer at Telco. She talks about her grandparents, her childhood, her husband's struggle starting Infosys, about her children, about her work, about Devdasi's and so many other things that she tries to bring to light with her words, and it's so beautiful to read anything about her. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Also, let me know what is your favorite feel good book. I will check it out next time. And be safe, stay healthy, take care, bye bye.